So I saw the new Planet of the Apes movie and it was pretty cool, I think. So a disclaimer, I have not seen a single Planet of the Apes movie before watching this. It did not really impact my experience at all. This movie takes place like 300 years after the original trilogy, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. I would have caught up, but to be honest, I didn't think this movie looked very good, so I just really didn't do it. I would probably give it like a 5 on the anticipation scale. It looked very meh, I guess. I didn't really care for the trailers. Anyways, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes follows Noah, a silly little monkey guy who lives in a village several generations after the apes have won the war in the original Planet of the Apes. Once his village is put in trouble, he sets out to find the people who caused this tragedy to him, and that's kind of where the movie goes. Is that a good synopsis? I hope it is. Let me know in the comments. Anyways, video time. So to get the obvious out of the way, the visuals for this film are absolutely outstanding. This probably applies to all modern Planet of the Apes movies, but this one is seriously impressive. From what I know, the previous Planet of the Apes movies took place in the modern day, so to have this super ancient looking ruined world is a super cool and unique visual effect. All the broken buildings and deserted technology scattered everywhere is a really cool look. The apes themselves also look pretty good. It kind of felt dubbed at the start, but I kind of got used to how the apes talk. They are still designed really well and move in a really clean way. Some of it still isn't great, like the apes do look pretty good during emotional scenes, but whenever they're shocked or scared, I'm sorry, but it just looks really goofy. I don't know, maybe it's their mouths or something, but I just can't take them seriously. Also, a minor complaint, but the birds kind of look like puppets sometimes? Not sure. Their movements feel really robotic, so that's kind of weird, but overall the visuals are very, very good. I really liked it. So the main guy, Noah, was pretty okay. I just wanted to mention him since he's the main character, but he was fine. I don't really get him coming around on the humans so quickly, but other than that, he has some decent moments, but that's about it. There's not much to say about him. However, a character I do have a lot to say about is Raka. Alright, here's the spoiler mark for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. If you want to skip to the conclusion, there's timestamps, so yeah, thank you. So I have some really mixed thoughts on his character. Sorry, that kind of sounds like I dislike him. No, I really, really like Raka. He's the best part of the film in my opinion. His voice actor, Peter McCann, I hope I pronounced that right, is really good. He sounds really, really wise. It works really well. When he meets Noah, we get this really cool lore dump about what happened in the first 3 minutes, which I appreciate. I like how the idea of legacy of Caesar has been passed down and mixed up throughout history, with Raka believing in a different version of him, while the apes with masks murder and kill for Caesar's glory. That's a pretty cool concept, and Raka is one of my favorite examples of this. I also just really like his relationship with Noah. They're both the last of their kind after the masked apes genocided their village, but they both have very different cultures and beliefs, and they often share this with each other, which I really like. They've also both been pretty sheltered their whole life, so them exploring the world for the first time is really cool. Basically, the 30 minutes of Noah and Raka just wandering around the world is probably my favorite part of the movie. The world is beautiful, and I really like these two characters, specifically their dynamic. Anyways, as the film maybe hits its first hour mark, Raka out of nowhere just dies. I think this death could have been emotional, but it just feels so anticlimactic. Like they're just on a bridge and one of the henchmen for the big bad just kills him. For what was one of the main characters, this left no emotional impact on me. I absolutely thought this was a fake death because it felt so lame and unprepared, but no, he's actually dead. He never shows up in the film again. He's barely mentioned too, like there's a callback to him at the end, and it also sucks. It has no impact whatsoever. This death is so worthless and practically makes no sense. Why would you cut out the best character in your 2-hour, 30-minute film only an hour in? Anyways, the last hour and 30 minutes aren't really good in my opinion, particularly because of a lack of Raka, but there's other problems, I swear. So basically, once they get to the other civilization, I kind of check out a bit. I still like the idea of twisting Caesar's name and stuff, but a lot of it just falls pretty flat. I don't know how much more I could take of the funny ape guy saying, "What a wonderful day," before I fall asleep. I do like the general idea of the apes needing to break into the humans' vault to access their technology, and the heist aspect of the film is pretty fun. I also really like the other human character. He's very, very cynical, and his death makes absolutely no sense, but he's pretty cool. The underwater fight scene is pretty fun. The henchman's death is absolutely brutal for no reason, which is pretty cool. And there is a betrayal in this movie that is pretty effective too. In concept, I like Noah becoming the bird master by the end, but I don't feel like he's grown at all to master this skill, so it didn't really make any sense, but it was still a cool moment and a pretty great kill off for the villain. In general, I do like the ending for this film. It leaves a lot open-ended, and I appreciate that, but it really just didn't feel like a great conclusion to the film. It just didn't feel very climactic and not really like not a lot happened. I still generally enjoyed the ending. It just has some issues. So yeah, in conclusion, I have kind of mixed thoughts in this movie. I liked a lot of it. I really like Raka, and the visuals and spectacle of all of it is pretty fantastic. This was a pretty solid blockbuster and definitely a whole lot better than I expected. So yeah, I'm gonna give Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes a high 6 out of 10. Sorry for not really making anything original recently. I'm working on a big video on Avatar that should be coming out in a couple months, so be on the lookout for that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and this is an epic outro.